Hello, and welcome to an episode of Todd Talk. When Todd talks, people listen, because if you don't, I'm gonna frack you, you Florida flogger! Hopefully. Hopefully I don't have to frack you to flargin, whatever. I should never try to rock impersonation, you know. I'm not a raccoon! It's like, that is true! He's really not a raccoon. That is also true! So, today, we are talking about the death battle that just aired between Stats and Rocket Raccoon. Seriously, I mean, it's not bad. I know I can do better. Like Stats, I know I can do better. Oh. Alright, let's start off with the big one. I won! This season is going so much better for me than last season. I started off last season 0-2. Then I won 2 straight, and then I think I lost again. It was very uneven, but right now I am 4-1, and the only one I've lost is the opening. Hold on, is there 5 death battles? That can't be right. No, sorry, 4. Sorry, this is the 4th death battle for the season, so I'm 3-1. I've only lost Adam Ant-Man, which I'm fine with because even the G1 blog got that one wrong. So yes, I am very happy. That is Stats one. So it does for. I've actually had quite a rough weekend. If you've been in the Midwest, you know that there's been lots of power outages going on. I was one of the victims of that. This video is only being made because I finally got back power 3 days later. So I am very happy to be back in my apartment and filming this for you and talking about this death battle because this was a fun fight. Again, this was a curious one, not just because of the characters and their similarities and differences, but I was curious how they were going to break down Stitch. And because this guy, as I noted in my preview, has had multiple series, movies, and spin-off series. And it's sometimes hard to calculate just how powerful a character like this is, even when they specifically state certain things. For example, in the death battle, they noted that Stitch has the brain of a supercomputer, but technically he has the same intelligence as Jumba, who has the IQ of an entire galaxy. I definitely didn't find that point. That's for sure. And then there was a speed beat. A lot of people felt, fairly so, that Rocket might have been faster. And I think even I said that Rocket might be slightly faster than Stitch, but that it wouldn't matter. As it turns out, Stitch is a lot faster in both speed and reaction time due to his supercomputer brain and his piloting skills, apparently going over 1 million times the speed of light. Because when you're Disney, why do you care about the laws of physics? Okay? Oh my gosh. You could say he went buzzing on a light year. Yes, I just made that joke. You're welcome. And yes, Lilo and Stitch is infinitely greater than that, whatever that Lightyear movie was. My gosh, they had one job: make a cool Lightyear movie. They failed. Anyway, so the breakdowns were fun. It was very cool to see how they handled both Stitch's abilities and then Rocket's weaponry, because that was the real thing here. Because everyone agreed that if Stitch gets up close, he wins. But could Rocket keep him far enough away with his arsenal of weaponry? And as I noted, and it was perfectly demonstrated in that death battle, Rocket just has some insane weaponry. And they even referenced some of the stuff I said, like how Cable called him the greatest strategic mind of all time, and Peter Quill said that too, and how he made a weapon that, and I forgot this from the X-Men comic, but he made a cannon to go fight Dormammu. Okay! And before you ask, that specific weapon could not be used by Rocket. It had to be fueled by two different other characters just to fire. So Rocket can never use it on his own. Not that it would matter, because I think it was so honking huge. Stitch would have gotten in close before Rocket could have fired the bloody thing. So, and I appreciate them saying that, and I know this will please a lot of fans, that Rocket could win against Stitch if he lined up a perfect shot. But that's the problem. Stitch ain't gonna stay still. Still? Nah. Yeah, so there was a lot of interesting elements to this, and I did like a lot of the banter between Wiz and Boomstick, including Boomstick getting mad that Wiz insulted his exes. I did not see that coming. That was hilarious. It's like, you can make fun of him when you pay the alimony. And I know that kind of sounds out of character, given how much Boomstick has insulted his wives over the years. But think of it like this. Think about a family member you have, and I can think of mine, that you just can't help but rib. Like, every time you see them, you have to rib them. You have to throw a joke at them. You have to insult them. It's almost like your speaking language with them. It's like, it's how you interact with them on the regular. And then some random idiot hears this, and then he insults your family member. What are you going to do? You're going to defend your freaking family member, because you have the right to insult them. They don't. So that felt very right at home. If anything, I was actually surprised that they didn't have Boomstick connect more with Rocket. What I mean by that is, if you recall my pitch for Sly Cooper versus Rocket Raccoon, which, especially after this death battle, I acknowledge that Sly Cooper would totally get destroyed, even with the time stop. Unless there's something I missed for Sly, I acknowledge that Rocket would literally blow him up in like a fraction in a picosecond. But one of the things that I really wanted was that during Rocket's breakdown, Boomstick would feel such a connection with this foul-mouthed, gun-toting, space raccoon, not a raccoon, that he would be like, Wiz, I think I found my spirit animal. Mine is Broly, by the way. You're welcome. If I could get my hair to stand on end. But I really thought that would be funny. And then at the end, if Rocket was to lose, he'd pull out one of Rocket's weaponry and go, "You have 5 seconds to explain how my spirit animal is dead." And I think that would have been a really hilarious interaction. But, beggars can't be choosers. So the animation I thought was actually rather interesting. Not only did we have arguably one of the most unique settings ever for a death battle via Space Hawaii, sure, and Ice Cream Guy cameo, nice touch there, Death Battle crew. This wasn't my favorite 2D, and to be honest, I honestly don't know where to rank it personally. For one reason in particular, which I'll get to, but I thought it was fun enough. I don't know if I want to go right to the insults, but let's start with the positive. For example, there were plenty of Guardians of the Galaxy movie references, including Rocket having the entire forest booby trap, which is a direct reference to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which was, for the record, one of the best scenes of that movie, just because Rocket is like, beep, beep, and they're just going, Ravagers are going, whoa, 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 it was great stuff. And then they had some fun stuff with Stitch, like him surfing. I wasn't sure if they were going to include water, because Rocket would have no way of knowing that Stitch is so dense that he would drown. Otherwise, Rocket would totally use that to his advantage. But them riding the wave in Space Hawaii, that was great stuff. I like that. And then Stitch's foul mouth, like making Rocket upset at times, that was nice. That was a nice touch. The finale. Okay, this is tricky, because I fully acknowledge that Stitch doesn't have a pattern, a signature move that would be good for killing. Like, even when you think of someone like Ant-Man, it's just like, why wouldn't you just use the ants to F him up, right? Or with Makoto, she had the railgun, so it's just like, yeah, we can just use that as a finishing move. Stitch didn't have that, so I can understand them doing that finishing blow as they did, blowing up not just Rocket, but him being blown up by his own weaponry. I appreciate that. That was a nice little touch. And then killing the Ice Cream Guy. Oh, I think fans are going to be sour about that one. Again, overall it was fine. I love the backgrounds and everything. My biggest complaint, and I know this is going to scream bias at first, but I do ask that you hear me out. Even though Stitch won, Stitch didn't really talk. And if you've watched the movies, the TV shows, anything, you know that Stitch is a talker on the battlefield. Yes, he's not as talkative as Rocket, who will, cuss everyone out as he's blasting him. Blam! Murder you! But, Stitch has some great lines, and he barely talked in the entire fight. He said, he says the insults, he did aloha, which means hello and goodbye. And he did some small laughs. And then, of course, at the end, I was like, the rattle stopped, but wasn't a big fan. I mean, where was blur punch buggy, no punch backs, or and there was no line about Ohana. how are we supposed to connect him with Dom Toretto now if he can't even say the line about family? I am Groot. Ohana means family. You know, I just say, like, I feel they could have done a little bit better. And if nothing else, I do apologize. I usually don't take my reaction videos over 10 minutes. Like, right at the beginning, like, that was a perfect time for Stitch to talk. Like, he accidentally blows up Rocket's ship, and, you know, Rocket goes, "You just fragged my ship, fuzzball!" And Stitch just immediately goes into attack mode. You know, I really felt that they could have had a little more banter going on. You know, it was like, what the heck are you, fuzzball? I'm fluffball! You know, stuff like that. You know, there were lines to be had there. And I wasn't sold on that voice actor. I'm sorry. That's biased because I know, as you've heard, I can do a good Stitch voice. And I totally auditioned for Stitch when I submitted to Cadence. Okay? Yeah. I know that one's biased, but I do feel like there should have been more banter between Rocket and Stitch because it would have been so funny. I mean, that Stitch is a comedic character, especially with how he acts. So overall, this was a fun episode. I'm glad that Stitch won. Again, I'm a 3-1 in this season. Very, very happy about that. And next time is a highly, highly requested matchup featuring a returning character and a new one. It is Obito of Naruto versus Darth Vader. Yeah. It's been a while since Vader's been in the ring. Him versus Dr. Doom. And I totally lost that fight, even though that was before my prediction videos. So, will this be a repeat of Obi-Wan Kakashi, or will the ninja get away with, beat the Force user? You'll find out soon enough. So, with that, I'm ending this episode of Todd Talk. What did you think of Rocket Raccoon versus Stitch? Let me know in the comments below about the fight, what you think about the voice acting, and are you excited for Obito versus Darth Vader? So, I thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I'm not a listener, and I'll see you around.